This feels like the guy would say, it's just a joke, babe.
Hey,
Yeah.
don't
Just
angry
a joke,
lah, relax.
Hey, why is so
Why so
serious?
serious?
So sensi for what?
Exactly.
Oh my god.
Welcome back to the Hot Pot. I'm Joey.
Hey, why you like that? I'm Nick.
I'm Q.
And welcome back to the episode, the Hot Pot, I guess.
And if you're new here and not subscribed, please do subscribe so you can keep watching our episodes.
Mm-hmm.
A bit unhinged this episode because
It's a Reddit episode. Yes! So today's topic is an interesting one, quite timely also. We're going to be talking about worst wedding stories taken from Reddit.
dun, 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 dun.
Dun, 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 dun. Very timely because I just got married last year. So wedding planning, not easy. All in all, I think I was quite pleased with how things turned out. But I have heard from friends before that, they have like nightmare, like relatives,
That's true.
friends, or like caterer got problem,
Yeah.
venue got problem. that kind
Sounds
of-
stressful. Yeah, but anyway, to establish everyone's status once again, you guys are married, but
Not
Not
to each other.
yes.
and I am single, so I can come from my perspective is the single woman lah.
that attends a lot of weddings.
That attends a lot of wedding
Oh.
and will not want to be in those little stories.
Okay, so aside from just reacting to these stories, right, we will also like share our own insights lah. At the end of the day, we want to help you navigate these sort of tricky situations.
Yes, let's begin.
Correct.
Let's begin.
First story.
First story is by user CrossfittJesus.
We love a Jesus that does CrossFit.
I was part of the groomsmen. We had a whole Gatecrash with the usual games. The groom would offer incremental amounts of money in ang paos for the sisters to open the door. Bracket started at around $5 in each pack just for laughs and increased to about $50 in each pack. Two of the sisters became quite demanding to the point where we could see the groom getting a little agitated. They kept saying, "Hey, give more, if not you cannot come in." Though it was in a half joking, half serious manner. After a good 10 minutes or so and the sisters not being very cooperative, the groom just suddenly shouted, "Don't want to let me in, then don't let lah." He threw the bouquet of flowers he was holding on the ground, stormed off and took the lift downstairs. When we eventually caught up to him at the car park, he actually drove off. Later on, the bride's father had to call him and drive to meet him to talk through things, and eventually he came back and the rest of the events proceeded as planned. Funny thing though, all the sisters were very quiet and awkward that whole afternoon.
Oh my god.
Funny, man.
Thoughts on gate crashing?
Oh, we're going straight into it.
Yeah,
First of all, I feel like he did not get enough sleep. That's why he's so cranky.
probably lah. I think maybe just like it's a build up. It probably was not that specific thing, but I think that's just the trigger.
Okay, but thoughts on gate crashing, right? I feel like it looks fun, but it stopped looking fun in the recent years because it seems like a lot of people don't have originality. Like you keep doing the same tissue box ping pong ball shaking thing.
What's
know,
tissue box?
You strap
Oh,
the
you-
tissue box, then you keep shaking your ass so that the ping pong ball
balls
will
fall
come
out.
out. Doing all this at 7 a.m., 6 a.m. Fun meh?
I had quite a lot of fun.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Can't relate.
I think originally like Jess and I we were discussing whether want to do or don't do. But then I thought like okay lah, just do a small one. The bridesmaids helped to plan lah. And then it was quite fun. They did like a quest. So I need to go through the house and then like treasure hunt and like
That's fun. That's original.
fun.
yeah. So we treasure hunt and then Jess was in the room. So I was already in the house lah.
So she's the treasure lah.
Yeah, that's why.
Ah,
Quite fun,
okay,
quite fun.
Okay. But going back to this story, how do you feel about it?
I mean, I think first of all, like the guy maybe already damn stressed leading up to the wedding.
It could also be that if, I don't know, the first thought that came to mind is maybe he's insecure about his financial situation.
Oh,
Because they keep saying like, give more, you know, like not enough.
Then he's
And to
stressed,
him,
ah.
it's like, I already spent so much on this wedding. Like, what more do you want from me? Like, y'all know my situation. Y'all still say this. Like,
and it also can go the other way whereby the girls or the 姐妹 were really pushing it lah. Like a bit irritating vibes. You know?
yeah. Like, enough lah.
I
Like,
feel like you also will be like pissed off lah if
no lah, I feel like on this kind of occasion cannot piss off one.
but piss off until you go downstairs and drive
He
off.
zao eh.
He really
The
zao.
bride still in the room eh.
Yeah.
if you are the bride and you knew about what happened, will you go through with the wedding?
I will eat
Go through lah.
I will be a bit embarrassed. As much as you are upset, right? this is my friends, my family, it is our special day, for you to drive off, right? Instead of just say like, okay, guys, I think we're done. Because you just need to communicate that what.
I mean, I think you don't know, like, we don't know the
Context.
True, we don't know the context.
underlying
Exactly.
circumstances.
Yeah.
So maybe this guy really going through something. Maybe the
Yeah.
2 days before, like you know, so something happened.
Yeah. When I picture this, right, I picture a slightly unhealthy relationship already.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
for this person to just stomp off, there must be other things that have happened before.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can imagine this happening.
Same.
And if that person did this, right, I think it's my last straw.
Yeah.
It's not just about embarrassment. I think it's disrespectful to do this to my family, my friends, and also to me.
Yeah.
You made the whole wedding all about this situation and you're just
Yeah.
upset.
I think the worst part is your father-in-law must come and find you.
Yeah.
I think you storm off and have a little moment, then you come back, still okay lah. But
If
then,
my
like,
papa gotta go fetch you,
That's
no,
it. Eh.
yeah.
No, I think you storm off and you walk away is okay. You go
Yeah.
all the way down, you drive off. Something is very wrong already.
Then rest of the day awkward. Then like end up, you know, next time when people remember your wedding, they remember this kind of thing.
How to navigate that? Honestly, we don't know because, like we mentioned, there can be a lot of factors involved.
Don't get crash ah. If you this kind of people, then
I don't believe it's just a gate crash.
yeah lah,
I
yeah.
feel
Yeah,
it's
I don't
not
either.
believe.
Joey, did you do a gate crash?
I didn't do Gatecrash. Actually, I grew up like wanting a Gatecrash.
Uh,
Like when you grow up, you're like, oh, he's gonna wait, then he's gonna go to the room, like he's
Yeah.
gonna eat like chili padi, like oh so fun.
yeah.
Then I'm like, is it? Like as I
Yeah.
got older, and I also think because I don't share the culture, like this is not a shared culture with Charlie, that it wasn't something that I wanted also.
You will do or not?
No.
You will
At
do.
this age, no lah. I think
Your husband one now?
then that's not my husband. Lah. Okay, I honestly don't mind a gate crash, but it has to be very unique, unique experience.
Yeah lah, yeah,
like
yeah.
I'm all about the novelty, you know.
Cannot like just like chili party that kind of
Yeah,
thing.
and one thing that people don't realize is that it's not as romantic and natural as it looks on
Yeah,
photos
yeah, yeah.
because right, the photographer will go in first. They're like, okay, come in 10 seconds, ah.
Yeah.
Then they must, wow, my beautiful bride.
Yeah, then do a few times. I think at the end of the day, right, you just need to be mindful of like it's supposed to be for fun. So if you're not gonna be like having fun doing it, and if everyone is not gonna be having fun like with it, then don't do lah. Don't
Yeah.
need to do.
Don't lose the plot lah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think the ang pao thing also is quite an interesting one because I was like googling right, what's the norm?
Appropriate
What's the
amount to
practice?
give, yeah.
So actually, apparently, right, I mean, unless you are like ballin because you will pao ang pao for the bridesmaids anyway,
Also,
right?
yeah.
So you can already just say upfront that like, hey, whatever I pao inside the ang pao during the gate crash, right? You all keep, and then I will give you all your additional bridesmaids ang pao later on. So it's like it all goes into a pool for them to
Bao
split.
ka liao.
Yeah, but for mine, I just like from the start, okay, I will give all of yours separately. So gate crash no ang pao. Yeah.
Yeah, I think communication
This
is
kind of
key.
thing, just communicate lah.
Yeah.
Like,
Or
no
make
need
your
to-
own rules.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
All right, next story. Woo! This is by user Malayan Boy 96. I was the groom, ready to tie the knot with the love of my life. Little did I know that the plot twists were just beginning. Weddings are already so stressful to plan, but the most painful thing we had to do was settle on an invite list. Who to invite? Who to politely decline. There was this couple who was really close with my wife that made a huge deal about wanting to help out with the planning though. At that time, they were super eager and talked our ear off about how excited they were to be a part of our big day. Fast forward to the big day, everything seemed to be going smoothly. That is until the couple who was supposed to be on duty pulled a disappearing act. No calls, no messages, they were MIA. Next day, they texted, my wife was sick, so we couldn't make it. No apologies, no explanation for their absence on the day they had promised to help. And that was it. $600 down the drain. And the end of our friendship.
What is this $600?
Yeah,
The meal lah.
It's either that or the ang pao. $300 per pax is what hotels, yeah?
Actually, most hotels now.
300
No, now it's around 280 already.
Yeah.
For most hotels.
Yeah.
Wait, well, I have a lot to say, or not to say, but to discuss about ang paos and the expectations of, feeding your guests.
Yeah.
Okay, so if people don't come, right, and they don't arrive, is it really... I don't
No.
really know how to feel about
I think if you don't come, but you say like ahead of time and you got a proper reason, then at least, you give a bit of a heads up lah, like where you were at.
Then as a guest, right, should you transfer
I
ang pao
will lah.
money?
I will. And it depends on how late. Having planned the wedding already, if I know like, okay, on the day itself, I suddenly cannot make it. Yeah, I got COVID. Then I know that like my seat there, right? They're not going to be able to fill it with somebody else really. On paper, like the politically correct thing that a lot of people online are saying now is that like, hey, you throw wedding to feed your guests is not to expect to cover and things like that, which is fine. But at the end of the day, it's like I said I was going to come, but then unfortunately I cannot come. So then the least I can do is really just like I just bao the ang pao anyway lah. Because to me, as a guest, I value my friendship with that couple getting married more than like
eating a
meal or like getting my money's worth. I bao the ang pao means I must go and eat, that kind of thing. Between you and the bride and groom, right? Someone just needs to compromise and realize that you should prioritize your friendship over the ang pao.
I think no matter what, right, as a friend, I feel like you should bow, because if you're a true friend, you're giving them something
blessing,
you're
blessing
blessing.
them.
But I think if it's an acquaintance, someone that you're not very close to, then
I won't even go for the wedding.
true.
Yeah, that's true. The invite list, oh my god, that was really very stressful for me because I have a lot of friends. I have love for them, but is it enough to invite them to a wedding and for them to take a spot that could otherwise be filled by someone who I talk to on the regular? You know what I mean? And like the stressful part is, will they be offended if they are not invited? How I decided was, if they don't invite me to their wedding, will I get offended? If I don't, then I won't invite them to my wedding also. I don't think, okay, do these people, like, are they going to give me the ang pao enough to fill their spot? Like, I've never thought about it that way. And I also understand that, like, I would rather have you here, and I know that if I need to pay for your spot out of my own pocket, right? I'm fine because I want you there on my day.
Yeah.
Like, if you can't afford it, I don't want you to feel bad about it. I think it's very different. Like, if you are like Ritz-Carlton, then a bit difficult to like bow everybody, right? But for me, I personally feel like going into it, if you cannot afford it, then you just cannot afford it. Like, that means you can't afford the wedding. You cannot go into it thinking you're gonna break even. You cannot. And I feel like some people think like that.
Yeah.
So actually, this is quite interesting also, because like I'm quite curious what the dynamics is. Like this groom, right? He got no like bridal party. Is it like this couple they're the only ones helping him?
It sounds like they were relying on this couple to help with the bulk of things because they offered.
Yeah.
I mean, you offer, then I'm gonna take you up on it. Then you go and like flake on someone like that.
Yeah.
I don't think I could ever come back from that, because you literally, it wasn't that I asked you for a favor and like, can I rely on you? It's on your own accord, you're like, we want to be a part of your big day. We want you to know that you can rely on us. And then you just MIA.
Yeah.
It just sounds like he has bad friends.
Yeah, this
And
couple,
he did not filter them out of his life.
What happens, right? If I think this is more common amongst guys than women in Singapore. What happens if you got no brothers? Like,
Okay, I got something to say. I was surprised that someone I know has a specific group of guys as brothers because they are not close.
yeah.
So he doesn't really have a lot of close friends. It felt like I just anyhow choose like the people that I used to know to be my brothers. But I think from an outsider's perspective,
Like a bit weird.
yeah,
Like, it's like, hey, they close, man. But girls always will have one, right?
not true.
that's not true. There's so much societal pressure to be like, oh, I have my circle of friends around me. Like, some people just, it's not even poor thing you don't have friends. They don't need.
So I think like if that's really who you are and you're happy with it, like outside of this wedding, right, then it's okay. It was quite interesting because like a few months ago I saw on Reddit that someone was asking, hey, I have no close friends, how? My bride got damn big bridal party.
Oh, like
But then,
Now you need to match, right?
yeah, then you normally you match ma. Like you got 8, I find 8 lah. Then it was so cute there on Reddit, right? Everybody was like, bro, when your wedding I come.
oh.
Yeah,
Wow,
I be
cute.
your brother.
Actually, I feel like if the couple doesn't want to have a bridal party or groomsmen or bridesmaids, right? I think that's fine. Like,
No, I think
just
it's
have a
okay.
close or small wedding. But I do think that maybe from that guy's perspective there's a lot of pressure because like he might look
Lame ah. Like, why you
yeah.
got no friends?
Yeah,
that kind
yeah.
of thing, right?
But maybe it's all about not having the 8 other girls be like part of the limelight. They don't have to walk down the aisle with the groom and the bride.
Yeah.
You know? Conclusion is to get better friends.
Yeah.
And communicate. Honestly, the first 2 stories, right? The problems could have been avoided with communication.
Yeah, then the worst part is after that, they never even say sorry.
Yeah.
Guys, I already saw the next one.
Why, good ah.
The next story is by Tim Lim 029.
Oh my god,
Hey,
Tim!
At some point, like, this guy be sus. Like, is it real or not? Cannot be like the life so exciting. Every single topic also got some interesting thing to say.
I'm so excited to hear what he has to say. Leh.
Most ridiculous. I was supposed to attend a friend's wedding. Suddenly got news that it was being postponed. Found out from some other friends that during the Gatecrash, the groom was playing some cocktail game and accidentally drank a concoction which had shrimp in it. He's extremely allergic to shrimp. End up go hospital. Wedding postponed. Well, Tim Lim, you and your story is really
This
shocking.
I don't know how to feel like. Is this important enough to put on Reddit?
He never even go to the
No, but
like, wedding hasn't even happened.
And it's not even he witnessed, it's someone tell him that
Yeah.
wait till Reddit hears about this.
on behalf of the groom, right? It is a nightmare.
Yeah, like, yeah.
You spend so much money and then you have to postpone the wedding.
Because you nearly die.
Guys, this is the
Gosh.
second horror Gatecrash story. Maybe the moral of the story is don't do Gatecrash.
Also, the ground rules for my Gatecrash was don't make anybody eat anything. And like the physical activity, right? Don't sweat.
Don't be uncomfortable lah.
Yeah.
Just be
Yeah lah, it
comfortable.
shouldn't be at the expense of someone lah. But actually, that's the whole idea of gatecrashing though.
Yeah.
There needs to be some element of suffering.
But Gatecrash is not even a traditional thing. Like it's a modern
It's
thing.
a social construct.
Yeah, modern one.
But when I was a kid, already it existed.
Yeah, they
That's quite modern.
started
Lah.
lah.
You're not very old. Yeah.
Thank you. I think that's the nicest thing we've ever seen.
You think last time like 古代 your ancestors in China got Gatecrash and then like GD party 吃辣椒吃这个苦瓜
Talking about weddings being postponed, how would you guys deal with it? Let's say your wedding was postponed.
I have a friend who actually cancelled her wedding and they couldn't get a refund on the deposit. So they ended up throwing a huge party. They're still together. The couple is still together. They just felt like it wasn't the right time. And I think they wanted to sort through some stuff.
Oh, I love
So
that.
they ended up throwing a huge party with everyone. And both of them were present and they were just partying.
but
That's
then like
so
a bit
fun.
weird. I mean fun, but then at the same time, then throughout the whole party, you'd be like, this one is not the wedding, It's
No,
not
but
the
I
wedding.
think I think your true friends will understand and they'll be so happy for you.
But at the same time, if I was one of the guests, I confirm like accidentally congrats.
Oh yeah. You will do this, then I'll be like,
Sorry.
what would you do if your wedding had to be postponed?
I was thinking that
Logically.
if I was like that groom, right, eat the shrimp, right, I think I go hospital, take injection, I go back and get married, man.
You're
like,
in the hospital, you cannot go.
like maybe cannot bang my car. Like,
Just
you
say
like,
you
cannot
Just
walk.
cannot go lah.
just cannot go. You don't need to paint out the whole scenario like
Yeah,
that.
cannot go.
Trying to visualize ma.
Oh, have you all seen this thing, right? Where like one of the couple, like one of the groom, like either the bride or groom gets COVID and then they cannot attend their wedding.
Yeah.
Oh.
So what did that happen to you?
I think must see the hotel policy lor, or the venue policy. If can refund and then there's no financial loss, right? Then there's no sunk cost, right? Then okay lah, I postpone. Or I just like, hey, everybody just go eat. This one we do one more time. Next show.
They also have their party.
Yeah.
With
Without
Jess.
me.
Yeah. Sounds good lah.
Yeah. a bit
Ten
sad.
would enjoy that.
Huh? Actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. So recently, one of my friends, and this is how I found out that they broke up. She posted on Instagram stories that she's looking for someone to take over their wedding venue.
Oh, yeah, I've seen this before also.
Yeah.
Like, good on you for calling it off. It's way better to not cut your losses now, but like this is the best thing you can do for yourself, your partner, and everyone as well, you know?
But I think
Yeah.
it's the same thing as BTO lah. Like don't go
Yes.
through with it just because you put
For the
19K,
20K, not
that-
worth.
yeah.
Next time your divorce fees, your life,
your mental
everything.
health.
Yeah, not worth.
Question
I go first. Let's say you were the only bald person in the world. Wow, this is my like,
Your biggest nightmare.
biggest nightmare. Leh. There are 5 people whose hair you could steal, but it would ruin their lives. Whose hair would you steal? Options. The other 2 hosts, your mother, an annoying child, the guy who invented chicken rice chili.
Well, they play
You
mother,
better do
sia.
not touch our hair.
Don't touch my hair. I don't think you want my hair anyway.
Well, annoying child. Just take the annoying child. He annoying what?
So is your answer?
Annoying child.
No, I think I take Houston. For the lols.
What old people things have you started doing at gatherings in Malaysia lah, my relatives? I'll ask my nieces and nephews. 没有叫人啊? Never call me ah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Never call 阿姨, never call 阿姨. Wow, I'm an egg eh.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, a bit.
Nah.
I
It's
don't
like,
even do that to my nephew.
no, yeah, why do you do that? I'm gonna reflect.
Alright.
阿姨啊. Ah, 乖啊.
What is the smartest excuse you have ever used to get out of something?
Oh, sounds like
Do
you
we have
really-
time? Okay, let me just quickly tell you. So I was a tyrant as a teen because I loved like Mad TV and I would like do this like very loud, right? But I'll do this in a shopping center. I stand right in the middle and make sure it's very loud. Or like walk behind people and do it. The shopping mall security guard started chasing. He was like really scolding us, saying he want to call our parents. So then immediately I was like, oh, I'm really sorry. I just moved here from like America. And like we do this every day. It's like, I'm really sorry. It's just like not allowed here. And then he was like, oh, then he take the walkie-talkie. Hey, Papa America. Then he say, okay, girl, next time you don't do this, Singapore cannot. So I'm really sorry. Thank you so much. Then I go out of it.
This one question pot or a whole episode.
I know, right?
But we love that story.
Okay, next story. By user Darky777. After my friend's wedding, I was waiting for a cab at the main lobby when I heard shouting. And then I saw people running towards the car park. Next thing I saw was my friend and his newly wedded wife running towards the car park as well. Turns out 2 guys are fighting at the car park, and both were the bride's colleagues. Apparently one of them had too much to drink, and the other guy offered to send him home. The drunk guy then started saying how the other guy was an ass at work, and how much he hated him on the inside. Words became blows to each other's faces until they were separated. About a week later, I asked my friend about the 2 of them. He told me the wife went back to work, screamed at them for spoiling the mood, and then never talked to them again.
Oh man. Oh, poor girl.
The first thing is the alcohol. I've been to a few weddings, right? Friends purposely, right, don't have alcohol at the wedding.
They scared what? They cry.
They scared not their friends. They scared their parents' friends.
Oh my god, I know what you mean. All the uncles stand up shouting, right, at the back.
Yeah. Quite common, no?
Yeah. Recently, I attended a
Yes.
wedding like in November. When the groom and bride was making their heartfelt speech, they were like sobbing and crying, right? Bunch of uncles, hey, like her.
So common.
Hey, relax, brothers. Have some respect. And then like, I think the waiters actually went to them and, uncles, can you all like please sit down? Then they ignore.
Yeah, this was one of my worries about a family wedding. So what my friend suggested was, then don't worry, like this happens more often than you think. You can actually specifically tell the waiters not to refill their cups, or you can like have someone be in charge of them and make sure that they only get like 1 or 2, or that if something important is happening, then more eyes are on them. So you can prep for these things. I just decided not to have one with that person present lah.
Okay, yours is 1 person.
Yeah.
Oh.
Because I watched that person at my cousin's wedding when she was doing a speech. She suddenly asked everybody to yum. Like they were like,
gosh.
we were like to yum like that. Then I remember being at that table going, oh my god.
Can I add on?
Yeah.
Also a recent wedding, one of my close friends, there was this one girl, right? Basically, the context is that everyone was playing the bingo game. And then if you get bingo, you just raise up your hand, the host will come over to assist, right?
Yeah.
She stormed in the middle of the glass aisle. She raised her bingo card like that. Then my friends and I, we were like, what the is going on?
Yeah.
Then one of my friends was like, 我要打人了. What? As in, she basically said, I want to beat people already.
Yeah, I think
Alcohol.
like when alcohol is involved, people are... Yeah.
They're not themselves.
And I think
Or
it's
are they
also-
showing their true colours?
And I think it's also because like, okay, if the guest, right, is not someone that you're close with, then they are not very engaged or invested in your wedding also. They are there just for like
The lols.
the lols lah or the vibes. So I mean, for example, if it's like your parents' friends, then you don't even know these people, but like they are there for your parents or to hang out with your parents, ma.
Wow, I'm sorry.
So to them, right, the way they will see is like this is a class reunion. This is a like gathering of my whatever friends or my ex-colleagues. Never see them, so they'll be more invested in their little gathering than your wedding.
Segue, should they even be at the wedding?
No.
So
Right.
It's my wedding, why are they there?
So I think that's the thing. Like, I mean, it depends on how you view the idea of a wedding lah. So for me, right, I did 2 weddings.
Yes.
So I did one overseas, and it was a very very small group, like immediate
Close
immediate family and then like close friends lah. And then that was the one that I was like, okay, this is my wedding. Then the Singapore one, right, we came back and then the week after we did one more in the hotel, like the usual banquet wedding lah. That one, at that point, right, because I already had my wedding, right, and then my heart was full, and I was like, okay, anything
just to
up to
entertain
you,
lah.
you're happy, can already, yeah. So, I knew that like my parents and like Jess's parents would want to host their friends because their friends hosted them at their kids' weddings before. So I was like, okay lah, can lah, you all do whatever you want.
It's honestly sometimes about the parents' 面子.
Yeah.
Yes, it's
Yeah,
all
face.
about that actually.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's like, even if they don't impose, I also feel like, okay, I want to give them the chance to like, you know, to host lah, like their friends and things like that. So ultimately, I think, you know, you need to know your guest profiles, like who's a alcohol risk and things like that lah. And then similarly, like if it's your parents' friends that get a bit rowdy when they drink and things like that, then you need to communicate ahead of time. They're like, hey, you need to control like so and things like that. Because shouldn't be your job to go and like deal with that ma.
You shouldn't be babysitting at your wedding.
Yeah.
Next story by NoFaxCow. Everything was going well. Food was great, music was amazing, friends and family were mingling and having a good time, etc. Until the cake cutting came around. The dress was one of a kind qipao, handmade by her great-grandmother, and it had been worn by many of the women in her family for their wedding reception. She wanted to make sure the qipao was in pristine condition for her sister and maybe her daughter down the line to wear. Dumbass groom smashed the cake in her face and smeared the rest of the cake in his hand down the front of the dress. Poor thing ran out of the room with her bridesmaids and most of her family in tow. Didn't come back. I don't think they stayed together. Yeah, no, absolutely not.
This is the same energy as like the birthday, right? And then like someone smash your face in the birthday cake.
You know this is a thing. So like there are brides who literally tell their husbands like, do not smash my face in the cake. Like, do not.
Because this is a Western thing, right?
Yeah.
And they still do it. So
Right.
there are many videos of husbands forcing, like they want to, and it is a telltale sign that he wants the power over you and he's trying to show everybody, right?
Yeah.
I'm the
Main
boss.
character energy.
And I don't care like if you look like a fool because it's our wedding and you'll get over it.
Yeah.
Well, what happens if they walk away? And a lot of times they actually leave.
Yeah.
Good ah.
I saw a video where like, you know, sometimes they will just smash your face into the cake. And then wedding cakes got tears and right? So inside got like
Metal or like
spikes
plastic.
or like sticks.
Oh.
So then I saw a video of like quite heng lah. Like this woman got her like just a big cut here instead of like being impaled.
Just a big cut here.
Instead
Quite
of being
heng,
impaled, you could go in your
Did
eye.
they stay
Yeah lah,
together?
yeah lah.
No lah, break up lah. No, and I think you should know by now, like if your partner says that this is going to upset me, if this is someone you're marrying, then you need to be able to tell when they are joking and when they're not joking.
This feels like the guy would say, it's just a joke, babe.
Hey,
Yeah.
don't
Just
angry
a
lah,
joke.
relax.
Hey, why is so
Why
serious?
so serious? It's our wedding, eh. You
The
want to let
joke
this
being
affect
like your
you?
face being in the
Yeah.
So sensi for what?
Exactly.
Oh my god.
Also, right, there's no way you didn't know that this dress is important to her.
Yeah.
Actually, I can imagine that maybe in that moment, right, when he thinking about the cake, he didn't think about the dress.
Cake smash, cake smash.
Cake smash.
must
Eh?
smash
Dress?
wife head.
Dress, no cake smash? No, cake smash. Yeah, so they won't think about
Then
the
they,
dress.
oops, mistake. I wrong. Too late.
I can give like the benefit of the doubt that he's not thinking about the dress or he forgot about the dress in his moment of like, hey, it would be so funny if I smash the cake on my wife's face.
No, I think if she already expressed and established this, right, there's no way you should forget.
I feel like if he didn't know that dress was important to her, then he's not a good partner anyway.
I think based on the stories that we've had
A lot of people end up marrying the wrong people.
and having wrong friends.
Yeah. I think the main takeaway for me is that like a wedding is not supposed to be like, it's not supposed to upset you. So don't create scenarios or situations that will like give
Put you in this spot.
they will put you in a spot where like you might be stressed or upset. Like a bit of wedding stress like while planning is quite normal. But then like on the day itself you should be primed to enjoy. So whether it's like surrounding yourself with the right people or like coming up with an event or program that like, you know, doesn't stress you out and that you actually enjoy, just put yourself first lah.
Yeah. Plan your wedding for yourself and not for people. Like not to please your parents' friends. Or your
Except-
friends.
I do understand that, especially in Asian culture, there's a lot of expectations that and obligations, and especially with money involved. Like if your parents are also financing it, then a lot of times they have the say over your wedding. So do what is best for you and just think about the fact that this is your day with your partner. Then you gotta choose lah. Choose your battles wisely.
Yes.
What is more important to you? Because I understand it. You can't have the best of both worlds. Not everyone can afford 2 weddings. Not everyone can afford not to have financial support from their parents. Draw your boundaries. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Well said.
So thank you for watching this episode of The Hot Pot. You can also listen on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Me Listen. If you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe as well. And do click on the notification button below as well so you are notified of any new episodes. We will see you in the next episode. Bye.
No lines for us.
You take all our lines.
What the hell? You purposely or not?
I think you
You purposely or you forgot?
No, I purposely didn't. How about I dub, then you all move your mouth?
No way.
Oh, yes. I want. Let's do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So thank you for watching this episode of The Hot Pot. You can also listen on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and Me Listen. If you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe as well. And let us know in the comments down below your worst wedding stories. We will see you in the next episode. Bye.